Okie dokie. Some white, some black. A handsome man. A journal. That should work. Hello, hello. This is Luise Heinzl. Nice to see you here today. Today I would like to make a page tab for this journal here. And I say a page tab because I want to make one page tab. That seems to be a little bit weird because if we have a journal like this is with more than one page, then it would probably make sense to have more than one page tab. But I want to make something which is in my head and I want to try it out to have then a page tab and something like a prototype which can then lead to a masterpiece. Does that make sense? So I want to try this out first, and at the same time I have thought about something where I then have some more material to make more page tabs so that we can later on in the end have more than one in the journal. This is my journal called Ich vergesse dich nicht. That's a German name, obviously, and that means something like I won't forget you, but you know how that is with the German and the English language. For my understanding, it's more like I don't forget you, but that doesn't matter. This journal and also the paper set I have used here is inspired by the song Ich vergesse dich nicht. You have already seen this journal and also the paper in my paper premiere. If you have missed that, the link is down below in the description box. And this paper collection is obviously available in my shop. The links are all down below in the description box. And I say links because there's a total of 3 different items available. The junk journal pages, which are these full pages, and also an ephemera pack, and both of that together in a kit. So if you want to check that out, then you can search for the links in the description box of this video. And before I start here, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being with me in the paper premiere. You have made that day into such a special day for me. And I want to thank each and everyone out there who was there with me. That was something that is really, it means the world to me. If you take your time and come to such a thing, especially when it's something like this. If you have seen the premiere, you have also heard that this is something really, really special for me. And this journal at the moment is something that really helps me to get clear about different things, not only for my artsy stuff in my life, but also for some of the rest. And knowing that you are also interested in this is really, 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 really wonderful. And you have left so many nice comments, and you have also written some personal messages to me after the premiere. To be honest, I really have to concentrate that I don't cry, because you made that day into such an emotional day for me, and also the days after that. It's just, you know, yeah. Thank you very, very much for that. You are just the best community in this entire world. But let's now do, before we cry, let's take this and put it away for a moment. And let's take some white watercolor paper to start. This is just a normal, really not expensive, the opposite, cheap watercolor paper. And I want to cut this first into a really long strip so that I then in the end, if everything goes like I have it in my head, have some material to make more page tabs so that I can already have that here on my desk. So I take this, and the first thing I do is I cut on here where 2 inches is, so that I get a 2-inch strip, because I think that that is a good proportion then in the end. But you can of course also do that in a with different measurements. So then I take this and I score this at 1 inch, so that's exactly the middle, of course. So then let's take a bone folder and just fold this. So then we have this little thingy here. Then I take this again and I put this on here because now I wanna score at a 1/4 of an inch along here. Did I mention? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Did I mention that I want to make, I think I haven't mentioned it. Did I mention that I want to make a page tab which looks like a piano? I think I haven't mentioned that. I'm so sorry. So this whole thing shall become a piano page tab in the end. And you can see this is going to become a really long piano. And that is what I meant when I said I will make this. I will make only one page tab now and in this video, but I will have a lot of material which I can then later use to make more. Now we already have the white keys of our piano, so we need some black keys, of course, now as well. For that, I want to take some black watercolor paper. This is just some leftover from another project. And I found out, so this here is inch, obviously. This is so hard for me to explain because normally my brain works in centimeters. But now I want to cut a strip off from this, which is 3 of these little squares. So that is 1/2 of an inch and another 1/4. 3/4 of an inch. Is that correct? Hopefully. So I take my paper trimmer here again. I cut this off, so you can see this is now 3 of these little squares. And then, since this trimmer has the quarters here, I can easily take this. And you can see now, I mean, I want to cut now little strips which are the half width of this. So I line it up here at the half of this. Can you see? And then what is that? I just cut. Then here I can line it up with the next line, and here again at the half of that, so that I end up with tiny strips like these. And then I take some glue and I will quickly zoom out so that you can see that. I will just put that here to my mat, spread it a little bit so that I then can just take these, dip them in here. That is easier for me instead of putting the glue from the bottle to the thing here. Why is this so long now? It's too long. Oh no. Oh no, it's a little bit, oh no, oh no. Oh, my brain. Okay. I think I found out in the German video that 3 is too long, and then I cut a little bit off. Okay, we will make our lives easy. I'm so sorry. I think if you have, I'm so sorry, let me clarify this. So this is 2 inch, isn't it? So from here to here, it's 1 inch. And for me, the best proportion is if you take 2 of these squares, so that's half of 1 inch, and then another half square instead of a full square. That's what I did wrong here, for my feeling wrong. So let me do it like this. Let's just place them here. Let's just glue them so that they overlap a little bit, and then we can cut them off. That is perhaps also, well, we always have to see the positive things in those situations. That is also perhaps even good, because this way, when you now attach these here, you can decide how long you want to have them if you don't want to decide that beforehand. If you know, you can now move them and you have a little wiggle time with your glue, so that you can decide how long, how long you want to have them. Yes, that is what I wanted to say. And then when we have glued them all, there we can just take our scissors. Let me quickly test if that works. Yeah, and we can just cut it off. I like when those little mistakes lead you to something that is even easier. So now we have to pay attention. We have to look where we put the black keys. So on a piano, it's like this. There's a white key, then a black key on the... Why is this so crazy? Can't see it so well. So the first black key goes on this line here, where this white key and this white key are meeting. And the black keys are always sitting on these lines. And then we need two. One which is empty here. Then we need three. One which is empty. Two. One which is empty. Three, and so on. And I really like that with my eyeballing, the width of the black keys is not totally the same everywhere. I like that because then it's a little more junk journal-ish. Oh, wonderful. I mean, it looks even interesting when these black things are peeking out, doesn't it? I mean, that is also somehow, yeah, it's somehow that is artsy. This will go to the page later on like this. That means that this peeks out. That's the reason why I cut these now. If I would think about this whole thing the other way around, let's imagine this thing would go to the page like so, then I would definitely now leave them here instead of cutting them off. And I'm just thinking about manipulating my own idea now, because that is even more interesting and even more artsy than what I originally thought. Because this, it's too, for me, that is too, even if it's sturdy paper, it's too dangerous that this could bend with the time. Yes, I want that. Okay, so now it's really difficult. Holy cow, now I have to somehow cut this without cutting into the black things. Is that even possible, or is that an impossible thing? Oh my goodness. Oh, it works. Please don't do this, okay? Just don't do it. But, yeah, this is, do you know what? I have talked to a junk journal friend of mine a few hours ago. She is practicing something at the moment with a mask. She made some tags and she was practicing the handling of the mask. And I said to her, because she has sent me her results, so that means she has sent me photos of several tags she made with always the same idea behind, with the same mask and with the same techniques and so on. And I was so surprised how much improvement I could see in between of the photos. And I just said to her a few hours ago, that shows how important it sometimes is to practice things. And I have the feeling that it's somehow here the same, even if this is only the second version of this I'm making. So now because this, I mean, of course, you could use this whole thing. Yeah, you could take this, take your journal, and you could just choose, choose a page, and then just attach it there. Oh, like this. Of course, that would be possible. You could even turn this into a tuck spot and leave the full length of this whole thing, yeah, no problem. But I want to have page tabs. So the first thing is, here I had already cut the things off, so that looks a little weird. So let's cut this off. We can perhaps use this for a collage or so. And let's then decide how wide we want to have these. I think one I want to have with 3 and then 2 black keys, like this. But I don't want to have them all the same. So we have 3 and 2 here. Let's then perhaps make 3, 2 and 1, even if that is not so realistic, because, you know, on a piano you would have 3 and 2 and then again 3. But when you cut them here, for my taste, it's then more looking like a portion of a piano than if you would have like this regular and logic thing like on this. Does that make sense? So what we now need is, we need to turn them back into page tabs. So this should be enough material now. If I take this and line this up here, I should be able to cut this. This is just the piece I've cut off from the other one. And I should be able to cut these into the same length now. In the German video, I have rounded the edges here. Let's see how that looks. The edges, I'm sorry. The corners. I'm always mixing edges and corners up. I'm so sorry. The words, I mean. Is that now what I want? On the others, that looks really nice, but they are obviously also constructed in another way, because there the black keys aren't peeking out. But I think I like that. Another option would be to take such a punch. Thanks to all of you who have suggested this thing to me. I have found it on Amazon. Oh, what a hard decision. I like this better, I think. That is good. So let's put these away for later. And let's then go on with this. So now we have to make a little hinge so that it's a page tab again. Oh, what also could look great would be some material of tea bags or so. But I happen to have this little guy here. And if we now want that the black keys go to the page later, so then we have to imagine this could be the page then, like so. Then it needs to go on here like this, and the rest of the fabric has to be here, and the black keys go to the direction where the page is. Does that make sense? So I will glue it like this. I want to see a little bit of the red fabric later, so I leave a little distance. This is approximately, I would say, 1/4 of an inch. Okay. To get a better idea about what we want to do next, let's take this and let's search for a page where we want to attach it. And I'm just thinking, if I can tear this. Who has said that this is fuzzy tearing? Yeah, let's see if this can work. I mean, this could even be turned into a pocket then at the same time. So let's cut this here. So this is just where where both of these journaling cards meet on the printable. Let's just cut it apart. So then we have this as a journaling card left for another page. To make this more visible as a pocket, I'm going to take some archival ink jet black. I think then we can already glue this down so that we then have the position of the pocket. To make this a little more interesting, I'm going to take this stencil here and I take jet black archival ink again. So I'm going to take this, open it, then of course the one thing goes here to the other page, and then I can put it around like so, and then on the other side we at the same time have this little thing which we can then later on also decorate or write something on. Also the perfect place for adding a label or so. I'm also not so sure about the position. Is that too massive over his head? Because I think I like it even better here. Yeah, that is somehow strange, but I like it better when it's here. What's going on here on the other page? Yeah, that is no problem. Okay, so I want to do it like this. I want to put some glue only on the side which goes to the other page first. Like this. And while this is hanging around here, we can decide if we want to put something else under here. I have a little bit of this lace left, and perhaps you remember in one of my last videos I made these little snippets here from a guitar string package, and I thought I want to add a few of these. I'm a little bit somehow an idiot, because the black keys now have not so much contrast, or nearly no contrast anymore, to the black lace here, and we can't see that they are peeking out here. And I know I'm covering up my black lace here. I know. But I still have a bit which is peeking out here. So that it peeks out here, because there it's not influencing the look of the black keys. Okay, I think that is enough, so that I now can put more glue here and then just glue this down. We then need some black splatters here. This piano looks a little bit too new, I think. And then I think I want to add a quote here on the bottom that is nothing that has to do with the page tab, but since I'm sitting here and working on this page, why can't I think about a quote? Let's put it here, and let's perhaps, here is one purple thing, and we still have this weird straight edge here of the pocket. Put this here, then we have two purple things. Perhaps this here, then it's like a little, can you see, a little frame or so. But now I think here it needs another orange thing. Yeah, I will take that. I can see that that looks good. So then Let's first glue this little arrangement. And then this on top. And here you go. Then this is finished. So we can then, of course, use this pocket to put something in. I can't do that at the moment because my splatters are not dry yet. But I really like how this came out. And I'm so happy that I made this little mistake with the black keys. It looks a tiny little bit, still a tiny little bit too new. I will take the rest of my ink here, this is probably scorched timber, and go, yeah, okay, that's what I was missing here. I go very carefully because the acrylic paint is not dry. I have to do that perhaps later. Oh my goodness, it's very dangerous. I will do that. Oh my goodness, I will do that later. I've just smeared one of my splatters here. I will let this, I will let this dry, and then I will go around here with the tiniest bit of ink to ink this to make it look not so new. I think then it's perfect. So I hope that this was a little idea for you, which you want to try out perhaps. And of course, I'm hoping that we will see the next time with another little idea. Bye bye.